In the high-stakes world of hip-hop empires and celebrity entourages, few positions are more trusted, or more dangerous, than that of a personal bodyguard. You're not just the muscle. You're the gatekeeper, the witness, and sometimes, the cleaner. You see everything. You hear everything. And if you're close enough, you're inside the vault, both literally and figuratively. Marcus "Smoke" Bell was one of those men. From 2004 to 2015, Smoke served as a key member of Sean "Diddy" Combs' personal security team. Tall, quiet, and disciplined, he was known for keeping his mouth shut and his hands steady, a man who never flinched, whether it was backstage chaos or club drama in Miami at 3 in the morning. He was always there, just outside the spotlight, dressed in black, sunglasses on, earpiece in. And for more than a decade, he was a fixture at events, after-parties, private jets, and recording studios. But behind the quiet demeanor and the stone-faced loyalty, Marcus Bell was building something else, a side operation that siphoned hundreds of thousands of dollars from the very empire he swore to protect. This is the story of how one man embedded in hip-hop royalty's inner circle nearly pulled off a long con, hidden beneath fame, wealth, and power, and how it all came crashing down. Marcus Bell earned his nickname, Smoke, in the mid-90s when he worked nightclub security on the East Coast. According to those who knew him back then, he had a reputation for showing up without a sound and disappearing the same way. He was calm under pressure, didn't drink, didn't party, and seemed far more intelligent than his job required. When he got recruited to do freelance tour security for Bad Boy Records artists in the early 2000s, he made an impression fast. He wasn't just reliable, he understood the celebrity ecosystem. He knew when to speak, when to stay invisible, and most importantly, how to solve problems before they escalated. By 2004, he was brought in full-time to work personal security for Diddy himself. In that role, Smoke gained access to everything: backstage passes, travel manifests, hotel bookings, equipment shipments, wire transfers, appearance fees. Over time, his role expanded. He began coordinating with business managers, booking agents, and brand reps. He wasn't just guarding the boss anymore, he was moving inside the business machine. And that's when the idea started. The first move was small, barely even criminal. During a European tour in 2007, Smoke handled the logistics for a multi-city travel schedule. In the chaos of planning, booking, and canceling flights for over 20 people, he noticed something: no one was tracking refunds. So when a 5-figure deposit from a Paris hotel bounced back into a shared logistics account, he transferred it quietly into a dormant LLC he'd set up years earlier. No one asked questions. The account wasn't monitored closely, and the tour moved on. That success planted a seed. Over the next several years, Smoke refined his technique. He created fake vendor profiles for services no one really verified: overseas drivers, club security contractors, private catering teams. He'd generate invoices for expenses that sounded routine and tie them to events that had already happened. The amounts were always reasonable: $4,200 here, $7,800 there. Just small enough to fly under any radar. He funneled the money through 4 separate LLCs he operated under different names, all registered in Nevada, a state known for anonymity and weak corporate oversight. And because Marcus Bell wasn't some outsider trying to exploit a celebrity, he was inside the circle, no one ever questioned his authority. He was known. He was trusted. He was invisible. Despite the money, Marcus didn't flaunt anything publicly. He didn't post cars, chains, or club nights. He stayed quiet. But in private, he was slowly building a shadow fortune. He purchased a condo in Atlanta under one of his holding companies. He invested in cryptocurrency years before it hit mainstream finance. He even opened a private concierge service for minor artists and influencers, all funded with siphoned money. Friends said he became harder to reach. He turned down jobs that didn't come with direct access to money flow. He was still technically part of the team, but by 2014, he was rarely seen at events unless Diddy himself was attending. What no one realized was that by then, Marcus Bell had moved over $1.6 million through fraudulent vendor accounts, false refunds, and padded logistics budgets, all while maintaining the image of a hardened, loyal bodyguard. But it wouldn't last. In late 2015, during preparations for a documentary film tied to Bad Boy's 20th anniversary, a financial consultant hired to audit old tour records noticed something strange. Several vendors listed in the 2011 and 2013 ledgers didn't exist. Their addresses were P.O. boxes. Their tax IDs were invalid. And their bank accounts were closed. What triggered deeper suspicion wasn't just the fake vendors, it was that the payments had been signed off through security logistics chains rather than business management. When the consultant pulled metadata from archived documents, a single email alias appeared in connection with at least 14 questionable invoices, bell.ops@protonmail.com. That alone wasn't enough. But it led to a broader review. And in that review, Smoke's world began to unravel. By 2016, a quiet but thorough internal investigation was underway. The business team didn't want scandal, not with brands, media deals, and a documentary on the horizon. So they worked behind closed doors, bringing in external forensic accountants and discreet legal advisors. They traced shell companies tied to security equipment rental, vehicle services, and international logistics, all of which funneled back to LLCs owned by Marcus Bell. Still, they didn't go public. They didn't even fire him. Instead, they set a trap. They created a fake international appearance in Ghana for a C-list artist connected to the label. The security budget, travel logistics, and vendor contracts were all routed through a single private portal, one monitored by investigators. Marcus Bell, unaware he was being baited, submitted a vendor invoice for $18,000 in local protection detail services. The vendor didn't exist. Within 48 hours, they had the proof they needed. In early 2017, Marcus Bell was confronted by a team of attorneys and corporate investigators. Rather than deny the accusations, he offered a strange blend of silence and smug resignation. He was removed from all duties immediately and told never to contact anyone in the organization again. Behind closed doors, the company considered pressing charges, but ultimately declined to go public. Too much was at stake, and the money, while substantial, was recoverable through internal measures. Instead, they filed a sealed civil complaint to seize assets connected to the fraud. Marcus lost the Atlanta condo. 2 of his business accounts were frozen. And he quietly disappeared from the world he once helped guard. In 2021, a redacted legal filing from the case surfaced online, sparking rumors that someone in Diddy's circle had been caught embezzling funds. The document didn't name Marcus directly, but those in the know recognized the details. Smoke Bell had become a ghost. Today, Marcus "Smoke" Bell lives in South Florida under a different name, running a small personal security firm for local businessmen and retired athletes. His social media is locked down. His photos rarely appear online. And the music industry, the world that once trusted him with its secrets and safety, has moved on without him. He was never arrested. Never charged with a crime. But within the inner circle of one of the most powerful names in hip-hop, his name has become a quiet cautionary tale. He walked beside the king. He stood inches from the throne. And all the while, he was stealing from the empire he was meant to protect. Marcus Bell nearly got away with it. Almost.